Hi, I'm Logan from DorothyAI. Today I'd like to discuss how to build a query in Dorothy Freedom. The question you should ask yourself after inputting: would a person with no background information, other than the query itself, understand the product based on the query? Basically, if a human couldn't understand your query, the Dorothy Freedom platform will not be able to understand your query either, and the results could suffer. Let's look at an example. Product is a testosterone deficiency treatment that includes a testosterone ester, a lipophilic surfactant, chromophore RH40, and polyethylene glycol. We know from the description of the product that the testosterone ester can be testosterone enanthate, testosterone undecanoate, testosterone cypionate, and testosterone palmitate. So, using natural language, the first element of the query will be simply this. Notice that we used Marcuse language here. This is because we had claims available for this particular product. However, this is not necessary. We could have just as easily used such as, like, including, for example, etc. To add additional elements, I'll just click Add Element. We know that the lipophilic surfactant can be a mono and or a diglyceride of a fatty acid. So the second element will be simply this. Again, written in natural language format. The third element is chromophore RH40. Now, because this is a trade name, we'll also include its common name, polyoxyl 40 hydrogenated castor oil. Now, Arthosaurus should capture both the trade name and the common name, but better safe than sorry, so we will include them both, using an or between them. Now, in this case, the platform understands that or means an alternative and automatically applies this logic to the query. Now, if we had additional alternative names, we could have included them as well, separated by commas or an or, as we did here. Polyethylene glycol is a common component of pharmaceuticals and will appear in claims frequently. We can limit the number of returned results associated with this element by adding a molecular weight. And we're going to do that with a range for our fourth element here. Now we have all four elements input. Reading this query, we have a complete understanding of the product and each of its elements. Now we can move on to setting priority elements and weighting the elements. Because each element of the search query is necessary for the product, in this case, we will mark all of the elements as priority elements. This will prioritize patents with claims that contain all four elements. Alternatively though, we could focus the search on the testosterone ester and the lipophilic surfactant, making those elements priority elements and leaving the chromophore and the polyethylene glycol as standard elements. And in that case, if we did that, that would prioritize patents that include claims that contain testosterone ester and a lipophilic surfactant, but not necessarily the other two elements. And in that case, claims that include all four components would be pushed down the list of returned results. But in this case, we're going to go with high priority for all four, since they are necessary for this specific embodiment of the product. We can adjust the weight behind the individual elements to achieve a similar or the same goal. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and weight the testosterone ester at 100, making it the most important element. Now I'm going to do that because that's the active ingredient in this composition. I'm going to weight the lipophilic surfactant at 80, so it's going to be considered less important in the returned results than the testosterone ester. The other elements, as mentioned before, are probably less important, and they can be weighted relatively low. So let's give them each a 20. Weighting will ensure that the important elements are returned at the top of the returned results. Adjusting the priority elements and weighting elements typically only affects the order of returned results. As you might have guessed, changing the priority elements and weighting helps the platform focus on specific components of the product without iterative queries. This should save time while carrying out the search. Not sure whether your weighting is optimized? Resubmit the query using the Refine Search button on the search results page and make as many adjustments as you need to find what you're looking for. All that's left to do is click the orange search button now and wait for the magic to happen. I hope this was helpful. Thank you and talk to you later. Happy searching. Thanks for watching.